Hello, everybody. Maris, good morning. Bubbles, hello. I suppose I did it with Bubbles. I've already said hello to Bubbles. But I have not greeted the one, the only, the myth, the legend, the Marius. What are you doing today? Zukilos, good morning. I was going to say up and about early today, but then I did stream late. Well, not late, but it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon here. Storm, hello. 2 streams in a weekend. I know, right? To be fair, I did stream twice last weekend as well. We're going to get that game dev, going. Have to get all that game dev-ness out. 19 months. It's more than... Wait, Marius, you've been subscribed for 2 babies. More than 2 full babies. What the heck? Thank you very much, Marius. I appreciate the support. That's a long-ass time. Hot damn. What do I want that? Speaking of. 2 streams in a weekend for 2 weeks in a row. Isn't it more than 2 weeks in a row? Isn't it 3 weeks in a row? Skittles, hello. I mean, we greet each other as if we haven't already said hello today. Been stalking around. Any atomic juniors in the oven? No. Oh yeah. Hitting and committing. Actually, I want to have a look at something. Twitch. Braco. Did I stream 2 weeks ago? I can't remember. It was a long time ago. It's great now this man's on my screen. I'll just hide. How about I hide? It's been so long. I know, right, Skittles? So long. Actually, I don't even know where I got rated to. Okay, so better not be anything in the oven. Why not, Bubbles? Can't you watch the oven for me while I stream? Streams. Yeah. That was yesterday. Aha, so Kilos. I have streamed every Saturday, Sunday since the 30th of August. So 1, 2, 3. So this will be the 4th week in a row. 4th week. This world is not ready for that time, baby. I can't tell if he's being serious or if he gets it and is just playing naive. It's the second one. I'm not ready for the commitment of watching the oven 24/7, baby atomic. I'd actually love a Sunday stream. We get on here to do game dev and the topic of the day, babies. Look at this. I have errors. Errors everywhere. I mean, that's because I made this look like that. To be fair, oh wait. I need to change. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. Listen, we need more smart people in the world to counter all the top boards. Oh, thank you. That means you think that Baby Atomic will actually be smart? Very kind of you, Skilos. It's like the nicest thing you've ever said to me. I feel like you and Bubbles are perfect candidates for the job. I'll take it. Apply audio, reset audio. Those are 2 buttons that we can. Bold of you to assume would make a smart one. What do you want, Skilos? What do you need? What is happening? Where are my notes? My notes are over there. What does it look like? There we go. It's a bit blurry. Apply reset and back will be in the bottom right corner. UI looking good. That's not mine. I wish it was. What the fuck do you need my help for? You thought that was my UI? Holy shit. Yes, I'm copying that very blatantly, but goddamn. That was funny. Man, now I feel like so demotivated to work on my UI because it's like, oh, it looks so bad compared to that. That's that. What I want to do is add a... Just because he struggled with words once in a while quite a lot doesn't mean he's not smart. Shots fired. Common sense is not there for either of us. What do you mean? The man's worst enemy are letters, but we still have them. You're not wrong, actually. If I have a dream and there's letters in there, I'm running. I'm running. Okay. And that has sparked today's Gemini prompt. specific words in a sentence. But if it's for code, he's fine. Code is fine. Not quite what I expected Gemini to make when I said draw the letter A chasing a man. But apparently this is what we got. I like it. It is terrifying though. The combination. If you write sentences like this, you can read them without any errors, which is very weird, but hey, it works. I don't even understand why. Oh, because that's how I write my what do you call it? You see, like, what the fuck is that? It's because it's camel. Is it camel? Is it snake? It's not snake. It's camel. You just read that like 600 words per minute. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's spaces at my enemy. Maybe I should fear the spaces. That's a horizontal box. That's 2 verticals. Then how do we wrap that? That's add a vertical. Wrap with a vertical. Vertical, where art thou? Vertical. Then add a horizontal.
Trust me, I know how it feels to be hopelessly waiting. Sometimes I don't know.
So it has to be in camel case for him to be able to read it. That's crazy awkward to type. I think that's Pascal case. Camel case starts with a small letter. Isn't that snake case that starts with a small letter? Imagine if we all started typing like this and random people showed up. I mean lowercase. Snake is like, oh, god damn it. You see, I can never remember the difference between the two. Well, actually, there's 3, and I can remember the difference to 3. Considering that 1, the only difference is it starts with the uppercase or the lowercase with the first letter, symbol, letter. Have you been played or seen the Switch 2? No, I have not. How is it, Storm? Are you enjoying it? Did you get a Switch? I've been avoiding getting a Switch 2, or basically I've just been avoiding it mostly because when I looked at it and I saw that the games were really expensive, I was like, yeah, I can't be asked to do them. Also, don't have enough time to play the computer games on my computer. How am I supposed to now get another console and play those? There's Hungarian, as far as I recall, where you include the type letter, so IA number. Yeah, I love how I managed to correct that. Gotta take out a new mortgage to buy Switch 2. They're quite expensive. How much is a Switch 2? Let's see. Switch 2 pricing UK. I actually regret bought it on release day. Had the Donkey Kong game, just got Civ 7 recently, so it's just to get used to the mouse controls is really neat. It's too expensive for what they give you. All Twitch is okay, right? Apparently they are 300, it's 400 pounds. If you get the one with Mario Kart, it's 430. And then you have to buy SD cards. Yeah, that's a lot. 400 pounds for a mobile console. Isn't the PlayStation like 450 or PlayStation 5? Both the controller and a mouse, very accurate and can take anything on grass. Oh, nice. It's a very expensive one. I paid $650 for the bundle, the one I got. Damn. That's more than I paid for my PlayStation. And didn't the price of the PlayStation just go up recently? I think the price of the PlayStation 5 went up. Because reasons. 1, 2, 3. Left. Spacer. 2. Right. What do you want to call them? We want those you need to remove. Those we need to remove. I don't know why you're showing up twice, but we still need to remove them. Apply audio button. Apply audio. It's variable. People are very angry outside today. Marius, what games have you been playing recently? I haven't actually spoken to you about games. The last time you were playing, like, it was like Tarkov. I feel like it was like Tarkov. I need to go to you, and then I need to go to Common UI. Come on. Come on. People complain that the price of PC is more than the console, but I feel like having a staggered upgrade on a PC is kind of comes out the same since you get past the entry cost. Depends what spec you're going for a PC. But I mean, I find that for a PC, I only upgrade every 5-ish years. So that's about it. So that can kind of also bring the cost down. But then depending on the price of your PC, you can basically be spending £600 a year on a PC. Me and the girlfriend were playing some House Flipper 2. And Palia. Nice. That's about it. Oh, and we started some Valheim. Ooh. But I mostly work. Yeah, all you seem to do is work. Work. Because I never fully upgrade my computer all at once. That's also true. Well, actually, it's true for part of the computer. My last upgrade that I did, I had to do all 3 components at the same time because I had to do the trifecta, which was RAM, motherboard, processor. RAM, motherboard, processor. And then because those changed, I also had to upgrade I needed a new cooler. And funny enough, my power supply also broke when I did the upgrade for some reason. And I had to get a new power supply, so that was expensive. Actually, power supplies aren't too bad these days. I haven't made any visible progress in my game in a few days. I've been working on my grid system, and it's 72 cells. I found out from AI that I can basically make an algorithm. Oh, you made an algorithm manually. Well, all algorithms are made manually. So. Yeah, now you have a very good understanding of how that algorithm works. Or now I'm making an API and a map that you can see all the ship traffic in Norway using AIS. Huh. Just cause shit. Yeah, I've done some of that work before as well. It wasn't for Norway, it was for the whole world. But I am familiar with the maritime domain traffic. It's actually quite cool to see. Those two always get upgraded together. Speaking of projects, did you see my code? I saw you had a message about the code, but I was out late last night, so I haven't actually read through it. If I don't respond to you, can you just ping me a message again? Because I have like the memory of a goldfish. Honestly, it's a miracle I remember to stream. It's not a math algorithm, but it's a brute force cell check. Isn't that a kind of math algorithm? It's not an optimal algorithm, but still an algorithm, isn't it? What am I doing? Right, I need to do... No talkie. So we want what? Settings, apply, underscore audio. Add. Settings. Setting. Apply, audio. Do I have a back key yet? I do. It's just called UI back. No, I don't know. But you learn something new, so I mean that's pretty cool, right? I was telling AI I did my battle system and it suggested using an algorithm. I explained how I was getting things to work and it said I was making an algorithm manually. I guess it would help if I knew what the word meant. An algorithm is just a sort of... How would you describe it? a set of like things that you do in order to get to a solution. Like, I think in the most simplest term, that's how I would describe it. Set of logical rules. Yeah, there you go. What else did I need? I needed... What else were you... Okay, let me rephrase this. What else were you complaining about? You wanted... So let's remove the switch things first. Go into here. Comment those out. Those need to move to their own one. I'll do that next. So 10 that. And that, like that. Then that should solve that. IKEA instructions are algorithm. Yeah, exactly. There you go. I thought it was a lot of obscure math. No, not really. It sounds fancier than it actually is, and then you sort of implement one and you realize you haven't actually implemented one. But I feel like it's a lot of sort of software and dev and life is you do a whole bunch of things without realizing what the term for it actually is, and you find and you haven't quite made the association connection between the term. I'm not Millsy. Hi, how are you doing? You will be burnt in a fire when I find where you are, and I remember to find you. Adobe, why would you pop up in the middle of my stream and say, make Adobe Acrobat the default app, PDF app again? No, there's a reason. Funny enough, most computer math is really just fast adding subtraction. Yeah, true. I don't want to build that live because it's going to have a problem. So that's taken... Try that again. So that's taken care of, that's taken care of, that's taken care of. We need reset audio button. Why? Okay. Doing good, taking much needed break. How about yourself? Pretty good. Working on a little bit of UI stuff today. I woke up, I had one of those days where I woke up tired, so I thought to myself, you know what's probably best to do on a day we wake up tired? Do some UI work. Because the wonderful thing about UI work is it's a bit less, destroys your brain. It also gives me more time to think about things. Widget or slate? Widgets. I haven't really touched. Yeah, just. I know widget. I think use slate under the hood, but I haven't actually really touched that at all. UI. Have you added the Niagara UI render component yet? It's amazing. I have not yet. I've been experimenting with Slate and Web. Oh, how's that going? So, sort of two questions. How's that going? And when you say Slate and Web, to what extent? Like building a web browser inside Unreal, or because I know I was reading about using React inside Unreal for UI work. No, I'm not going to be doing that. Marius, calm down. I can feel him. I feel like I slept badly, my back hurts. Prefer Slate if you're tiling to a backend server, it's good because HTML and CSS based. I don't actually know that. It's basically how many job postings are placed that train AI. Oh wait, hold on. Everybody and I have burst into Sparks when I pressed. Nice, that's pretty cool. Web UI, I mean. Reaction and Real, what an excellent way to waste development resources. Not a physical burst, but the button hides and the FX plays at the same time. That's pretty cool. You must send me a GIF of that or something. What was I doing next? Oh, I realized that these are redundant, so we're going to remove it. Wow, this is actually a... Hold on, let's do this in an easier way. Apply video, we don't need. Apply audio, we don't need. Apply game, we don't need. We're just going to go settings _ apply. And then just type apply. Add that. Settings, setting _ preset, setting _ preset. Go. React and Unreal sound like a programming analog for Rain Man. Oh. I've seen it be done, because I know it works. It just doesn't look like a lot of fun. It looks kind of horrible to implement. What's your thoughts on vibe coding in UE via C++ or Blueprint? As examples, there have been a huge influx of vibe coders assets coming out. I mean, like, everyone uses a different set of tools, so if it works for you, sure. I feel like you don't really... What I'm worried about is then you don't really understand how the thing's all working together, which might actually be worse. Rust isn't very smart, but I can count the hell out of most toothpicks on the floor. True. Go with the flow. That's my new way of explaining vibe coding. Sorry, Storm. It's now go with the flow. Yeah, go with the flow coding. Basically, it is where you use AI prompts to make things. There was a video last night making fun of vibe coding. In theory, I don't need this. Let's just wrap this in a to-do. Should be removable. Get the function. My lad. If that. Oh, okay, so now that we've got that. Whisper link. You can post the link in here as well, Sikilos. There was a white snake labeled vibe coding and a mouse labeled bug, and the snake went to try bite the mouse but ended up biting itself. Lol. Okay, apply, cancel. Oh, I know why, because I need widget blueprint button. Did you put a button inside of a button? You did put a button inside of a button. Why would you put a button inside of a button? Maybe the real question is, why wouldn't you put a button inside of a button? You don't like double buttons? I like buttons. Buttons are the greatest. I like my buttons inside of my buttons, so my buttons get double pressed. I actually made a UI of out of AI art, but very, very cut from Photoshop. I made my own borders and everything from small pieces. I've designed pieces of like a layout that I just got the AI to do for me. It wrote HTML code to do it for me. And then I was like, that works. You are going to be... Okay, let's start with the left. Apply. Next. HTML isn't code. My bad. What is this one called? Apply. Oh, I'd be under settings. Apply. HTML code. Mydrong, how are you doing? How has your progress been going? Because you're streaming like 300 times a week at the moment. You're going to be reset. Hey, fam, I'm about to code some JSON. I only stream every morning and it's not a big deal. I'm writing gas at the moment. Oh no! Not gas, not gas. Are you making good progress? You seem like you're making good progress. Every time I've kind of like popped it and it just lurked for a bit, I see it seems like you're getting a lot done. I forgot to add the reset in my UI. Oh, because I half typed it out. That would be why I can't find it. You can't find the video. Can't even search it. It was during a drunk scrolling session. A lot of the code is being written, but it remains to be seen as to whether or not that means progress. So you could have a lot of debugging in your future. You're gonna start streaming shortly, aren't you? I think you also stream on Sundays as well. You seem to stream like every day of the week. Not quit the desktop. We want reset. Compile, save. And then what we want is for this vertical box at the top here to fill. There we go. Yeah, probably. Nice. Exciting. And you're still upset because this one should be called... What was it called? Apply. It was like audio apply, wasn't it? Audio tab, video tab that we need to delete. Reset audio button. Reset audio button. File, that one should be done, and then we have let's do this, save and restart, and then we'll probably have, since those are out, we should have everything we need now. How much longer do you think it's going to take you to finish your new gas system that you're rewriting, or when will you be in a position to test it, should I say? Thylarus, Tempticus, how are you? Nandayo. Oh. Why does my code not work? Leaves stuff in. Anywhere from 1 day to 1 month? Oh, that's not stressful at all. Could be done in a day, could be done in a month. I guess on the positive side, you'll be done by the end of November. Or October, should I say. So that's good news, good takeaway. I make music now, Sikilos. I heard yesterday. Pretty good stuff you've done so far. Wait, Sikilos, did you answer the question that I asked yesterday and then I didn't actually read the response that you gave me, which is how many songs are typically in an OST, or does it vary? I feel like the answer is 15, but I might be wrong. I like to code, I wake up and I code, I go to sleep and I code. Wait, that doesn't work. Varies a lot, okay. Error response received from backend. Service name friend. Operational name get blocklist. URL redacted. HTTP status 403. Error code errors.com.epicgames.common.insufficient scopes. This is great. Okay, the EOS broke. So now if I hit compile, we should have a lot less errors. We have a lot less errors. Hooray! Why do you still exist? Audio button, video button. I'm sure I deleted all of you. Audio. Yeah, it was like the whole point of disabling that was that. No, don't delete me. You can't stop me, Skills. You can't stop me from deleting you. Actually, you can. You said don't do it, so now I have to just not delete you. Dewey really doesn't like things being deleted. No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. It doesn't help that there's a bunch of like cached stuff that exists all over the place that it uses, and so when you delete stuff it gets mad. Like here we go. Could not mark this starter map build asset file for add because apparently it just doesn't exist. It's like okay. Good on you, pretty good. I need to... There's Unreal. UE's just trying so hard to be memory safe that it just hoards everything. Just in case. Exactly. Which is why, if we click on monitoring, my little project is currently up and it's using 6.46 gigabytes just for the editor. Oh no, we can't delete this. There might be a dependency. Yesterday, I had an error about a missing asset. And what was the solution was to open the file, click save, so that it could figure out the file no longer existed. And then it was like, oh, I'm happy. I hate when it makes the hidden files, so when you delete something, there's still files in Explorer for it. There's... I actually don't know if these show up in Explorer, but there was a thing that I saw where if you open up, I don't know, widgets, for example, there was a setting you could enable, and there was like a whole bunch of additional files that exist here. Nihilish, hello. So yeah, there's a setting you can enable somewhere, I think, that basically shows you all the like additional files that Unreal hides. It's the hidden redirectors for me. I'm constantly deleting that one. That's the one. I can't remember where it is, but if you turn it on for your project, it's terrifying to see how many they are. Redirect. Where is it? Where do I show you? Look at this. No, that's not. That's because I did the whole file. I was following only looking. Okay, maybe not on this file because there's actually not much that's used for it. Anyway, there's every time I move a file, I update the redirectors. If you don't, it just gets like, it's just problematic. It's also why, like Skittles, I'm not sure if you do this or everyone else does this in a real engine. If I want to rename this, if I want to remake this file now, so widget print damaged text, for example, I won't just delete it if I know I'm going to recreate it with the same name now. I will rename it to .old and then delete it, because that way when I come in, it doesn't give me this error about, hey, this file name is already in use, and you're like, no, it's not. It's deleted. But that's just some standard Unreal Engine shenanigans. Yeah, same name. That all the time. I feel like experience in Unreal Engine is dealing with the pitfalls. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it wants a combo box, which I actually don't want to give it. I'm gonna actually just disable all those for now. And so what we'll do is audio device component. So let's just go into here. So go audio device, because we don't need any of these now. I'm sorry, what do you mean you can't find it? Can I just do this? Will Unreal be upset with me if I do this? Yes, it will be. So let's do this instead. Remove the meta from all of them, so it's not binding them. And that way, to do add meta tag back when we, because I don't need to implement any of these yet. Well, technically these do. Actually, wait, hold on. That can stay. You can stay. You can stay. You we don't need. You we don't need. You we don't need. I'm pretty sure there's some more because you were complaining about a lot. How many are you complaining on? 1, 2, 3. Oh, only 3. So I should have disabled 3. Did I disable 3? 1, 2, 3. Save. Restart the engine. Hashtag just Unreal Engine things. Exactly. Unreal Engine shenanigans are fun. Rider is king. Rider is so good. I had something this week and I was just like, thank goodness I'm using Rider because it made the process so much simpler. I was actually showing like chat yesterday. I had to rename a file here, and like this one was settings widget, and all I did was I just reloaded it. Not reloaded it. I was reading chat. I renamed the file in the editor on the right. It renamed the file for me. It updated the generated file name. It updated the file class name. It then went into the C++ class, renamed that as well. Updated all of the class names for me as well in here. It was like just from one thing, and that's not even Unreal Engine related. That's just like C++ related. Hot Reloader is mighty. Auto is base. Oh, I love auto. Auto is so. I use auto way more than I should. What I also use auto for is if I don't know what the variable type is and I need to find out what it is without having to go into the class, I'll just type auto instead. So I'll just be like, you know, auto volume equal that. And then, oh, this is awkward because this is a set. Whoops. Yeah, you never saw that. Let's try that again. That. And then it goes, oh, it's a float. So now I know it's a float. So then I can just go and rename it. No, okay, cool. It's a float. Thanks. I could go in here, but then I got out of the class and I don't want to do that. You've never created a variable that is an auto. Tell me, Tyler, how many hours did you spend in WC3 Towers custom games? It was many years ago, so I don't know, but it was a lot. I feel like it was very common in LAN parties as well to sort of play all those Warcraft 3 tower defense maps. But I liked Elemental TD, the original in Warcraft 3. I also use auto when I type. When the type names are too nasty, fair. I sometimes feel like cops are gonna chat my door for abusing auto. Like, live reload is bad crap as far as it's far from perfect, but works surprisingly well. They're really good at putting a lot of effort in. Yeah. I think they've also, like, Ryder's gotten a lot of good features for Unreal Engine, and as more people have started using it as the go-to for Unreal Engine, they are putting more and more development into it because people are like, this is good. We have a divide at work for those who use it and those who don't. But I used to, so mind wrong, I used to play Elemental TD. I played a lot. Elemental. The original one that came with Warcraft 3, and I think I played Gem TD as well quite a bit. I believe there was like Gem TD. I think both had, you could play it in multiplayer to see who lost the longest. I feel violated from reading this sentence. I'm reporting this to HR. I had someone come into my chat yesterday and say they preferred Visual Studio over Rider. It was very strange. I hope he's okay. I've seen people say that as well on the internet, that they prefer it. I'm like, do you know about these features? Like, have you used it? If you go onto the Unreal Engine Discord, there's like a community help Discord for things, and I think, especially in the C++ section, probably 25 to 30% of all the people's problems that they have with starting Unreal Engine with C++ is solved by just open it in Rider instead. Because Rider like will auto configure a bunch of stuff for you as soon as you click the little magical button. The default response is, have you actually used it? Yes. I prefer Rider over VS, not because I use Rider, it's because it's not VS. I don't like VS. I actively despise it. You just know that's one of those people things. There's a right way that must there's a right way, and that's my way. Everything else is wrong. Yes, this is the reason I went through the trouble of learning to set up Neovim. Like with what I liked about one of the other things is getting started with Rider is super easy. Like Sukulos, all those things that you were sending me, I would just open up a project in Rider, paste it in, and I could press run, and that was it. No more setup needed. I like VS Code. I use it for web dev all the time, but in real, Rider is the way. It's Rider all the way. Yes. VS Code I like. I've done C++ development for Unreal Engine in VS Code, and actually it was fine. It felt easier to set up than it was in standard Visual Studio, which is a weird one to say out loud. VS Code is delicious. Exactly once the plugin is in, it's easy, and it even prompts you. Like if you just, and I know because I've had to install Rider one too many times than I'd like to care to admit. Look at the right hand corner and it tells you, do you want to install this? You click yes. I also discovered that if you install the plugin externally to Rider, so not projects specifically, then it just works on all Unreal Engine projects when you open it automatically, and that's just pure bliss. It's so well used that Epic Games even have a... Oh, I removed it. They've got a config file in it now, in the Unreal Engine source for Rider. I only have VS Code set up for Markdown. There's a really nice plugin for previews. Actually, that makes sense. Compile. It compiles and doesn't throw a freaking tantrum. So let's open my, where would I have stored this? Like I asked chat as if you guys know what I don't know in my own project that I should know. Maybe someone knows exactly where I stored the settings for my project. I mean, it's somewhere here. It's literally in front of me. There's the settings old. So many settings. Ah, because it's done that way. Okay, actually, this is still used. So what we can do is we can just go and say widget BP audio settings and throw that over there. Oh, hello. How was your stream? Did I say hello to you in your stream today, Org? I don't remember. I know you were working on the dog boss, but I was very confused because the dog boss was a chain. But I was watching that bot. Reached 1 million brain cells lost. That's an impressive amount. How did you come to this? What led you to this? Why did... I've never seen that happen. It's almost finished rendering the window. Ah, look at that. I have a new cursor. I've upgraded the cursor to a widget blueprint. I love Unreal Engine features. This is a new one. I'm not sure it's the most useful one to have, but you know, it's good. There's a really interesting Markdown plugin in NeoVim that opens a preview in your web browser, but I like having NeoVim just for C and C++ and Python. Nice. Orange cat status. I was working on a chain that's meant to attach the dog boss. Was trying to make it not explode. Oh, so in trying not to make it explode, I'm guessing it exploded. I guess we're restarting that. Not much of a choice there. Every now and then, something goes really wrong in Unreal Engine, and it goes wrong really badly. What's interesting about that one is I've actually never seen that happen before, and probably won't see it again. Exploded epically. So you kind of go, so now what? Are you back to the drawing board? Do you have to completely re-implement it? Why am I checking that the... Man, I really want to make sure that settings is here. I checked for it twice. The real question is, why does so many things have the default behavior of exploding? True. No, I solved it at the 10-hour mark. Oof. Because I think I came in and there was, what, 6-7 hours? I'm surprised you're not off sleeping. Where's Unreal? There it is. Okay, so Unreal is... surprisingly it's saved. How big is the widget switcher? Can we make the widget switcher not so big? Can we? Okay, that does that. Fantastic. Can we just do that? And then try that out? Because I'm gonna fix that in a second. Ah, oh, god damn it. Why does it keep doing that? Okay, don't drag that. Note to self. At least we got rid of that one additional check that we have in that function. That's why I did it. I don't know, halfway through the stream, OBS exploded, so the VOD is split into. Weird. That's a bit annoying. Okay, strange. Well, as you can see, I'm now having Unreal Engine problems. Okay, let's see if this works now. So what we're going to do is... Wait, does this mean I can't attach it there? Okay, I can attach it there. Then click save. Then don't touch it. I'll press play. Make this full screenish again. Press play again. Go to the main menu. Fantastic. Start. Settings. It's the key binding, the binding for, wow, that makes my mouse do weird stuff. So the binding for that is broken, but we don't care. We just want the visual aspect. The settings for that is broken. But I'm not too worried about that. Interesting. If I hold left click down, I've only just discovered this, and I move my mouse to the left, it goes invisible. Ah, but it stays in the same position. Okay, fine, whatever. Let's change this to actually work the way I want it to work. So when you say the VOD is split, does that mean that the, like if you go to your live stream page on YouTube, it's broken into two? Or if you're streaming, you stream to YouTube? Or does it just show up as two different stream VODs on Twitch? That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, on Twitch, okay. You export your videos at all to YouTube, so you've got like a additional backup of it, should I say? I think Twitch only keeps it for 60 days now. And 2K gets kept for like a week. I don't care about the backups, okay. Do you have many people that watch your stream VODs afterwards, or do you use it for other stuff? Actually, this can just be called settings. Really? There's already a file called that? Where? That's audio old. Widget BP settings. An asset already at this location uses the name widget blueprint settings. You see, this is what I don't like, Unreal. So if I go and I tell you to show me redirects, redirect. Not under texture, just redirect. Nothing? Really? Really? Then who has this name? You want to tell me? Look, there's a widget BP. Aha. So I can't change this because the old one is currently, the old redirect for this is called that. You don't use them at all? Okay. Delete. Can I delete you? No, I can't. I will delete the entire class. Just right click, update redirects thing. Yes. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for that. Now I should be able to update that. And we can do that. Okay, that we don't care about. Actually, you know what? Let's update you as well. Update. Cool, fantastic. Okay, so settings is currently set up like that. So I don't know how these are set up. They're horizontal with the space. Really weird looking buttons. They're like very large. Size, let's just reset that. Like, why is this one 12? Oh, these are like that. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Horizontal box. Position. Size. Nope. Nope. Size to content. Yes. And these we should actually pull out because we can just... Actually, I don't know. We'll see. We can actually keep those there, but back is just going to be... Let's delete that because I don't like that. And we're gonna have a... Let's add a panel. That's what we're gonna do. It's not a panel, it's a border, isn't it? Hey, my drunk is now live on YouTube. Border. And apparently I just got a double notification because you have it, your double stream. That is one hell of a flashbang. That's not quite what I wanted, but you know, it's fun. Let's take... There's a good way of doing this. Because we want a bar, and then we want this on top of it, so... Oh, we'll do it the other way. We go and we wrap this with an overlay. Overlay. That one. Then inside the overlay, we keep the background blur. We've lost the border. And we're having an ad break. So we can put that up there. And we'll size to the content. And we will say that this... How do I make it fill the entire thing? Take 10%. While we have an ad break, I'm going to get a glass of water. Well, not actually a glass of water. I'm going to go fill up my water bottle because I don't have a glass. I will be right back. I will leave you with the wonderful image that is... Yeah, I'll give you... We can watch the enemies die while we go on the ad break.
Be quiet. I hear the thunder
When I see you there, and my heart goes blind. When I see you there, and my heart goes blind.
Every turn. I have noticed a small issue with the placement of my enemies is it's not linked to time properly. So what happens if Unreal Engine lags, it just produces a whole bunch of them. So it's not frame rate independent, which means that if your frame rate is worse, the timings between the enemies is going to be shorter. What the hell is that? Oh no, I'm running over a cable. Okay, good. I think what we do is we've got this TD audio widget, which is this one. I'm going to reparent the settings main. Why are you complaining? On click does not exist. Yeah, it's because I deleted you. My bad. Okay, so what we're going to do now is let's reparent this slider and let's just move the stuff that needs to be inside of it. So we have a settings class over somewhere. So let's go and add a new Unreal Engine class. It's going to derive from user widget. Common user, user widget, that's the one we want. Next. Why did I call it my class? If I rename it, will it redirect? Okay, let's check. So let's go, because I do this more often than I care to admit. I forget to name it, so let's rename it. And this is just going to be called UTD settings widget. Rename related files, name the class, yes please. And this is why I like Rider. Do you want to add core redirects? No, not a chance, my dude. And ta-da, it's fixed. Rider is great. So, what does this now mean? So this means that we've got a base class that we can use for that. And I'm being musty. Thank you, bowls. Holy shit. Hot water. AFT or hot water in a cup. So now that we've done that, what we can do is we can come into, this is the settings audio widget. Remember we had all of these. So we want a gameplay tab button, a video tab button, and an audio tab button. So those are page navigation. So we're going to pull those out, put that in our main class. It's going to be this one. Those are going to be in there. What should those be under? Those are protected, aren't they? They are protected. So that we can move into there. That's page navigation, which is for future expansion, which we actually already have. So let's put this under protected. Protected is good. Then, so that's under protected. Fantastic. Then we wanted some additional classes, which is handled basically on click. Braxton, hello. How was your stream yesterday? I missed it because I was out. But I hope it was fantastic. And you came into chat, and what I think to myself, I want coffee with a touch of salt. And I've already had 2 cups of coffee today. I'm on hashtag second cup. Or hashtag sad because second cup is already finished. It was good, I'm glad. And then you are going to be public. So we can add you to the settings widget. So let's make a public section. Technically anything outside of this is public, but I do like having the specifier there. I will make coffee soon. I will live precariously through you. We're getting back to finishing Taco Wizard. Taco Wizard. It has been a while. I'm trying to figure out which one. Is that one of them sitting on the floor? This was my first on-stream piece. Right, I remember that. Wow. He's sitting on the floor eating a taco. Yes. I think that was the one where you made the robe. Part of the robe was like super well shaded to the point where I think even you were like, it doesn't match the rest of it. It was like out of place. I remember that. I do remember that. Someone was cooking something. I can smell it. So we've got page navigation done, and then we're going to have a thing which is a container which we have all the other ones in. The leg was great, but the rest of it was brute force. Right, that's it. So how much longer do you think it's going to take until you finish that one? I know I asked this about all your things, and it's hard to say, because if you ask me how long it's going to take you to finish your Unreal Engine project, well, we'll see. Hello, hello, how are you doing? I don't know. Fair enough. So you're going to work on that today on stream, I suppose. Okay, so we've got page navigation, we've got that. So let's save Unreal Engine. Should just save all just in case. Actually, before I do that, for these, I wanted to see... We're setting the name like that, which is correct. But why is this not carrying through? I go back to the C++ for that one. That was the audio widget. So if we go to the text, we should have a... not... Actually, no, it's not this one. It is the other one, which is... Ah, right. So the reason that one doesn't carry forward is because we are setting this setting name value, which just exists inside of here, but we haven't actually connected it on the blueprint reverse side. So before I restart, what type are you? If I open up the blueprint quickly, we'll see that we've defined a variable inside the node graph of type. That'll be an F name, won't it? F string, F text, F text. No, it's F text. Because F text is the one that you can use with the location settings. So we have a component. Inside our component, we have this. So let's go into the public. So let's make a new F text, and we'll call it settings display name. We'll give it the uProperty macro, and we will say that this will be blueprint read write. And do we want to bind it? No, but apparently it really does. And give it a default value of ftext settings name. Why is it not like that? Is that not how you set up an f-text? Can I just go like this? Or do I just do this? How can I not initialize an f-text? Get empty, f-text, default, yes. You've got the default operator, so you should be fine. I feel like I'm making good progress today, but I will be reworking some parts, so it's going to be a partial overhaul. That should be quite cool to do though. Do you feel more comfortable going into it now that you've done this a bit more? Because you've got to feel a little bit more sort of overall confident in your skills and abilities. It's part of way more comfortable, which is a good thing. Funny enough, I'm actually worried about going over some of my other older towers that I did, just because I've learned a lot since doing them. And it's kind of like, I almost know myself, if I start working on them, I'm going to get annoyed with how I did it previously and just redo it. Which maybe is not, you know, the worst thing. And I have digital skills on par with my potential of oil painting skills. Oh, that's really exciting. I feel like myself now. I don't have that fish out of water. What do I do feeling? Yeah, that's fair. So if I go back to you, let's not give you a default value because I don't actually think we should assign it. Then what we will do is on the constructor, or native constructor, if we have a sliding bar, so we go if text, what is the text called? If we have the settings names text, settings name text, we will say settings name, nope, not that, settings name text, set name, not quite how I want to do it, set text, which will be settings names text, like that. So that should update. Also, we need to fix the binding because the binding is currently broken, but that I'll fix later. That I don't have to sit and do right now. Okay, so we'll rebuild the Unreal Engine project, see what we do. Ah, nice. I love it when I get errors. They're just my favorite thing. So odds are I have forgotten to include something. Actually, no, this is Module Tower Defense 4 link error. Eh? Oh, I hate these. On video tab, click, oh, right. You're complaining inside of here that I have set up these, but I haven't actually implemented them. Which is actually weirdly very accurate and very fair. So I won't even complain. Thank you for that. That's what you're wanting. X. That. Right, because we want 10, we want you to use a widget. We go like that. We go like, we call set active page. Do I want to set this up now? I want to partially set it up. So let's implement a function. Change all to set active page. How does that help me, Ryder? Let's make a function that is public. Set active page. That will be void. It'll be a U function. Nope, that's not how you do U function like that. You know, loop and callable, fine, navigation, void, and that will take in a audio type. So if I come, that's the navigation functions. Did we define an enum at the top of this for them, or in this one? Yes, we did. So we want to pull that out, put that in our header file for the settings page. Go. And then we can copy that settings page for the types. That will take the thing, the type, and then it'll be new page. And then let's define that. And it will just do nothing. Because we just want to know that that is working. So to do implies gameplay page when implemented. I left Silo doing some diagrams. Now I see red debug errors. Everything okay? Just standard Unreal Engine, you know, work. Well, I don't know what you expect, Riley. It's just, you know, how it works. You start making some diagrams. You think you're going to implement something. It's going to take 5 minutes. Unreal crashes. Something's on fire, and you question why you're doing this. Hi, by the way. Hi, how are you? It's not as bad as it looks. The error looks really, really bad, and it's like the end of the world. There's a linking error. It's mad. It's this long ass thing, and what it's saying is, yo, you didn't define the rest of this. Where is it? You didn't define the function. That's all it's saying. That whole thing to say, yo, you want to give me an implementation for this? Like, what you want me to do? You've set the void. You set it as void. It does nothing. What do you want? Hopes and miracles? Hopes and dreams? Error language and confusing. I feel like understanding what the error is about is a whole different ball game to actually, like anything else. Just being able to read this and understand like what it's kind of vaguely meaning is the thing on its own. The error takes more to figure out than what it's saying is harder to fix in the yes. My favorite is still it's missing the header file for the type that you've included, and it just gives you this huge list of errors, and you're like, what is going on? And it's like, yeah, I didn't include a header. It's a messed up sentence. I could write it better. I could probably have, I get what you mean. The communication was on par. We communicated well between each other. See, now we've got another one. Apparently audio is an illegal use of the namespace identifier in the expression. I think it's just saying missing a period after. I'm curious because settings page colon audio. Read my message again. The error takes more to figure out why it says it's saying it's harder than fixing the problem. My post, not your stuff. Huh? It's 2 sentences. I'm just confused now. I'm just confused. This should work now, right? Because what I'm guessing it did was it wanted... Wait a minute, something's wrong here. Oh. Yes, fine, okay. There we go. Okay. So this was just because I didn't realize which file we're in. Sila, Jerem, hello, you should be asleep, but welcome. How are you doing? Jedem, it's like almost tomorrow wake up time where you are. It's what? 3:30 in the morning? Look, it compiles. Jedem is good luck. I hate this time of the year because you go from I'm cold in the room to I'm baking in the room. It's 2:30 a.m. the best time to play some chess, obviously. Harder. Why do we not have... I have not improved at all in chess and I get mad, and instead of going to sleep I click new game. Every once in a while, Jedem, you should probably take a break. But I get exactly the same feeling. It's like when you're playing a game and you lose the game and it's like, oh, and you play it again and play the next one. It's like, I'll do better this time. I'll do better. I promise. Just one more game. 4 o'clock in the morning. God damn it. I did it again. Let's see if this worked. Did my random test work? Did it? I don't like that I can do that, but that's fine. It didn't work, by the way, in case anyone's wondering. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do this the hard way. We're going to crack our knuckles, right? Crack them knuckles. Oh, I know why it's not working, because I'm an idiot, but shh, don't tell anyone. This one, Roth. Because now we have what? It'll be a little secret. Thank you. All the time. How goes the UI? UI is like... I decided to do UI today because I wanted to be less taxing the brain, because I just woke up tired. My brain was slow today. I'm just doing the weirdest of shenanigans. It doesn't help that I'll do something in Unreal Engine. Like, I dragged a window earlier and it crashed in Unreal. Like, to the point where Unreal was now my new mouse cursor. That's the type of crash we had. Like, how is that even possible? Now what I've done is I've defined this settings variable and I need to make it instance editable. But it's actually not this one. It's a settings... Oh, I can't remember what I called. What I want to do is I want to go here. I want to go like this. Sometimes I just do the silliest little things. I'm just missing a... I know... So this is settings display name, right? And I'm like, why is nothing working? There's no connection between the two, because what I'm expecting is this to be full, but it's not. It's like, oh, what's happening? It's like, well, you're not even setting the right one. You're not even setting the value. So settings name over here should just be... what is it called? So this we can actually just delete. This should give me an error. Oh, it doesn't. I'm suspicious. Let's try this. If I go edit defaults, what does it say? Indicates the property can be edited from... Let's try that. Save. I compile. We're going to live compile. We're living on the edge right now. The thing I tell everyone, don't use live compile. It's bad for you. But it's fine right now. Actually, generally, the advice I give people is don't use live compile when you're changing C++ header files. Other times, it's mostly fine. So what do I go and do? I immediately go and do that. But there's a display name now. I don't know why. Why does it come under appearance? So I didn't give it a field type. I don't know. What's a good category for you? I suppose the default is that. Private is that. Oh, that's there. Oh, so this was already set up. I use it all the time for everything, always, until it crashes or gives me an error about my class live coding. Fair enough. A lot of the time it's fine. Like a lot of the time I've used it, it's fine. Sometimes you just get really weird shenanigans, and that's usually the time when you know, okay, it's about you. So display name, ftext display name. What does this work? F10. This we can just delete because we don't need it. Then we can go back here, edit anyway. We can actually remove this. Fascinating that you can do that. So then in theory, if I go here and I say that this one is master volume, so we go like this, we go master, settings, master volume, compile. Wow, that is a lot of errors. Ah, right, okay. Yeah, don't just do that. So why is that opening? Okay. Just open Epic Games Launcher instead of Unreal Engine. Fine. So that was one of the cases where the hot reload was a really bad idea. When you see your class variable name set as hot reload, you're like, okay, that was bad. I apologize, Unreal Engine, for making you live through this experience. Third time's the charm. We'll see if I completely broke everything, or it's just going to magically work now. If this works, the solution was, have you tried turning it off and on again? And I don't know if that makes me happy or just really upset that worked. It didn't crash yet, so that's a good sign. If we go to appearance, we go to common UI, and this will be setting. Marius. Compile. Didn't crash. The settings. It says master. It says master. Which means it worked. I'm way too happy about that. This is music. Music. This one will be... I'm really glad that I've gone through the effort of setting up the string tables, so if I ever want to add translations to the game, it'll be fairly simple. My cat meowing at me. String Ds. Yes, Marius, exactly. String Ds. I can do the Norwegian translation. Would you really want to? Would you? Would you? Yeah, you have 3 lines of text, sure. Fine. Actually, what I might do then, Mary, is I might send you some lists of things so that I can use Norwegian as testing if the translations are actually coming through correctly. Because my current solution was to pick a language and set every single word to, like, I don't know, some combination of garbage letters, and then go through the game and see where I don't see the garbage letters. Sure, okay. I'll just export this to you. And for these ones, you need to not give me level 2 name, even though it says level 2. You need to give me the name of the level that I haven't defined yet. So you need to look into the future, see what I call the name, bring it back and give me the Norwegian translation. And then I'm not allowed to translate it back into English and go, okay, that, because that would be cheating. No problem. You see? This is why I like you. You just get how to do the crazy things that I want to do. Crazy work. So we've got, I got to go. All right, bye-bye. Have a good week. See you soon. Well, I'll speak to you soon, hopefully. That actually works. How does that even work? How does that work? I didn't set it. Oh, right. I know why it works. I'm gonna run. So I'll enjoy the rest of your stream. Thank you very much. Talk to you later. Bye, Marius. Keep well. Jedum, did I tell you yesterday about the shenanigans for my UI that I made? I can't remember if I did. I stole the idea, so it's not an original one, but I thought it was a very good idea. Is how to make a progress bar a selector. Because progress bars in Real Engine look better than sliders. And what I saw was that you layer them. So you take a progress bar and you put it at the back, you put text in front of it, and then you put a slider bar on the front of it. The hidden progress bar. Ah, yes. Okay, I started to tell you. I will do that. You should. It's like, I'm now going to use them all over the place in sneaky ways because I'm like, this knowledge is next level. As you can see, it's broken today, but that's, you know, that's like a future me problem. I'm going to be so mad when I have to sort of fix this. There's going to be some binding that I just haven't like correctly done, and then it'll be, yeah, fun. Screenshot. Good idea. Screenshot it. Yeah, this is one of those things that I learned from the Lyra project yesterday. I'm like, yeah, that was good. So what did I want to do now? Oh yeah, now we wanted to brick the project. Well, not the project, but we wanted to brick that one menu. We wanted to take this menu and go... What did we have to do? We go into the graph mode, then we go into the class settings, and we take... Wait, did I already reparent this? I'm in the wrong stats. I was about to say, how did I reparent this already? Made something like that for my demo. You can still have the slider handle visible. Just hide the line in the background. Ooh, I didn't think about doing that. That's a good point as well. That might be a very good option as well, because the plan was to set up a material for it. So if we come into here, the slider, you can't see the slider bar. That's the tint because it's currently empty. I think I can... Where is the progress for the slider bar? Percentage. There we go. I wanted to make a material, so this was like a hard line like this. And then it sort of faded after this. And yeah, I need to set that up in a material at some point. I think that'll be a nice touch. It's not something I really need to worry about right now. What does full animation do? Does it do anything? Does it? Oh. Yeah, that's a good point. We could just take this and make the handle visible. I'll just need to do, what color would we make the handle? Let's make it this color, then amplify it like that. Bring this down. Okay. Step size. No, we don't care about that. Can you modify? No, not that. 0. What I wanted to see is How much customization? Oh, there we go. That's what we want. That's not what I want. Yeah. I'll, at some point, come in and actually make this look better. So we'll just turn that off for now. I'll need to fix the binding for that, which we can do. So we've got that done. We've got that done. I need to open up the actual settings page now. So we've got audio. I wonder if it's worth putting these into smaller pieces. Let's actually do that. We're going to make a new folder, call it settings. And then we're going to throw these 3 into there for now. Move here. I might actually even split this out and do like a main menu settings and then like have them laid out almost how they have in the menu to a point. I don't know. We'll see. So then we've got this, which is settings audio old, which we're no longer using. Fine. Then we've got blueprint, widget blueprint settings, which is the one we want. Now we're going to go into the graph. Then we're going to go into the class settings. I'm going to change it from widget to settings, TD settings widget. So now that has basically reparented it to the C++ class, which I've lost. Did I close the C++? Oh, it's right there. Now this is bound to this C++ class. Do we rephrase that? This one. And you can see it's already complaining because it's looking for 1, 2, 3 buttons, which is fine. So we minimize that. We go back into here. We go back into the designer. And it wants an additional button, so we'll duplicate that button. We'll duplicate that spacer. And how are we going to do this? So we've got language, we've got audio, language. Technically, it's not going to be language because we renamed that, didn't we? So if I click compile, it should give me the names. Okay, so audio tab button, audio tab button. Why can't I do that? Because these are specific buttons. Those, they are specific buttons because I want to define them in a different way, which means do I want to... No, we'll do it the easy way for now. So let's just delete all of these. Then let's add a button. Dropped a reference image for fun on the Discord. Ooh. Hey, that looks so nice. That looks very clean. I like that. Is this shape just a... Did you just apply like the cornering change to the normal one and just made it thicker? The image? No textures at all, stuff is all in Unreal Engine. Nice. That is pretty cool. Okay, so what I need to do is make basically a generic tower defense button that I can just pre-color and then use everywhere. 2, 3. There and there. This is looking for 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, it's looking for 3. We want text. Text. That on there. That on there. And that on there. And the first one is just going to be audio tab button. Then we're going to have the next one is going to be video tab button. gameplay tab button. I think the last one, I can't remember what I called it. So gameplay, small letter, gameplay tab. And then what we can do is we can set this to view game. Is it gameplay? Gameplay. Yeah, so we need to open that other class again. Oh! Yeah, so this is the C++ error that I keep getting. Doesn't like having this window drag for some reason just after you click compile. Like, where is this erroring from? I'm gonna have to enable symbols to see all this. I don't want to do that. Oh, I actually need to do that. Let's see. So Unreal should now start up again. We've got the set page button, which is just going to actually be used as a widget switcher. There it is. Okay, so I'm going to put that to the side and ignore it. Actually, let's pull it in there, because that's all I was trying to do, is just have these in the same dockable window as the main one, because it keeps opening in the other one. But Unreal had different plans for me. So now we need to go back to the common UI, which is our translations. Open our translations. And we've got settings. Do we have audio? Do we have an audio menu? We don't. How do we not have an audio menu yet? So settings, audio. This is going to be audio. Settings, gameplay. 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 Settings underscore. What's the one? Video. Save that. Go back to the settings widget. So this will be. So that's lost everything that I did. Fantastic. I do like that Unreal. Save. I'll save, redo that, go into the button, add that to this, that. Oh, it's also lost my, no it hasn't, okay, it's fine. 1, 2, 3, add a space between that, add a space between that, let's add some text to each button, so text. Text. Why is this spacer? Go and add text to that one. So what we want first, let's try this again. Game, audio. Audio, compile, save. Next, gameplay. So let's actually do video. Spelled video wrong. Settings underscore video. Save that. Go back to audio. Named it wrong again.
Up all night by myself, trying to think of ways to you. Your voice stuck in my brain, we never got to see it through. And I know
Okay, 15th time is the charm.
if we're speaking truth, 'cause when the daylight comes, I still lose. So will I feel it again? I just don't.
Did you add it? You don't.
And I'm hoping I'll find a way to let go.
Go.
So if you love me, how could you leave me so low?
There we go. Compile, save. Last one is going to be gameplay, and we're going to add controls at a later point, but we're not going to do that anytime soon. Controls, gameplay. And then if you go to C++, I'm going to reparent this class again. We've got audio tab. Okay, so that's how we do this. We just did that, so we can take that, set the name to that, enter, take that, do this one, and then I'll reparent it now. And I should have no errors. So, compile, save, graph, class settings, setting, UTD settings widget, compile, save. So that should be just done. Then we can make the background this 0, 0. Actually, wait. Do I want to do that? Control Z.
Hoping that we did it right. And give me any reason to call you up late at night. And we know it's for the best.
Want that, that, that. And we're going to say that this is just going to do that. That's what we want. Then let's select a border color. So we're going to have a nice background color. Brush color, that. Select picker. Did you know you can have your picker select from outside of the ocean? I want that to be a bit of a lighter color like that. And we need that to be above the horizontal box. Above it, like there. And for some reason, you keep resetting. So we'll do that for now. What I'm actually going to do later on is I'm just going to add a gradient to this. So I have a color gradient where we have, it starts as a bit lighter in the middle and then grade gets less colored on the outside. I think that look quite nice. Can we actually just go, so that draws an image, tiling, no, hey. Zeki, hello, how are you? Josh, hello, how are you doing today? 2 days in a row, Josh, lucky me. Nearly going insane. Oh no, what happened? Which engine is causing you hassle? I'm doing good, thank you. How are you? I'm pretty good. Pretty good. Just working on my website. Nice. How's that going? It's going a lot better than it was. Nice, good to hear that. Playing Neil Fun, and I'm not a robot. Stuck in the last part for 7-8 hours. Oof. Doing F and N level, Friday Night Funking. Ooh, good luck with that. I hope you managed to get it, but that sounds like a lot of work. Oh, Braxton has a cup of coffee. First cup, first cup. Let's see how that looks. So if I press P settings, it definitely wants some kind of a gradient on this. It looks too... I actually think it's two... I think it's two problems. One, it's too big. It's definitely too big. It's a bit harsh. I'm wondering if having a material instance... Can I just go, draws an image, that's tint image, brush, oh, we can. Do I have an MI? MI underscore, I want to see, underscore, grade, D. If I do this, what happens? It does that. Okay, just cancel that, compile. There's a combo in my Discord about fries and ketchup being potato salad. And the cereal is in milk as soup. I guess it depends on how much milk you add, right? You fixed the problem you're having yesterday. Oh, nice. So did Marius manage to give you some ideas on that? And then he just made a bot to do it for me. With the right times, it might be easier. It's true. I've considered doing that before, where it's like, at what point is it just easy to write a bot to solve the level for you? So after I did my pack file project yesterday, I was thinking about numbering regarding memory and header files. Oh, yeah. An individual header for a WAV file can be up to 90 bytes. Ooh. We haven't discussed the milk limit yet. Fair enough. No, but I'd figure it out quite quickly. Nice. Glad to hear it. But the game name, I'm not a robot, so breaking one of the rules. You're not a robot. You wrote a robot. You made a robot, though. It was so loud. I'm gonna rebind the keys and see if it's easier. Also, have you had a break from it, or you're just like going at it non-stop? No breaks. Maybe maybe you need a break. Wait, Control Z. Which one of these is the one that allows me to actually control its height? Is it the overlay? Squishy, squishy, squishy. Samurai Japino. Thank you very much for the follow. How are you doing, sir? How are you doing today, Samurai? Only including players and some enemy sounds. You're looking at about 52 audio files multiplied by 90 gives you 4.7 kilobytes of space just for the headers. I mean, it's not too bad. It's not a super large amount of memory, but giving it mostly redundant, that's a lot of weight of space. Yeah, it's true. So I want to see something. You are defined there. You're sized to the content. Not that that makes any difference for you. If I do this, and I change you to 7%, then we set the bottom offset to 0. There we go. Is that about right, or do you want to make it a bit smaller? I want to make it about 1% smaller. There we go, 1% smaller, set that to 0. That looks good. Now we just need to sort out the container. So you've got that, we've got that, we've got a blur widget. We've got an overlay and we've got a widget switcher. Why is the widget switcher so far down? Why is there a right offset on this? 0. Surely you would take up the space. Top offset, 0. Anchor. Let's set the anchor to 6% start. Then 0, 0. Size to content. There we go, that's better. Just downloaded Blender, looking around for some people who do 3D objects. Oh, nice. Blender's super fun. I've made all my towers in Blender at the moment. So if I show you this tower, B, I made it in Blender. Well, I made it in Blender Substance Painter. It's just jacked. There we go. Oh, we have ads. Okay, I'll wait for the ads to be finished. Blender's super fun after you figure out how to move a cube. True. I went back to Blender the other day and I struggled for a bit, I'm not gonna lie. I need to figure out how to animate this tower. When it comes to 3D design, Cider mostly does screwing around. I have made a lot of screws in my time, this is true. So weird, these are all normals. Oh, I haven't been inside this tower for a while. I think the tower needs more wear, to be honest with you. Still a bit clean. And some dust. It needs a lot of dust. Way too clean for this environment. Maybe this can be the menu version, right? Yeah, this tower needs a lot of dust. Are the ads done yet? Not yet. Two XP Games, hello, how are you doing? I think you're playing, I'm getting a phobia of playing. It sounds like you're going the torturous route though, especially since you said, what's it, you're spending 12 hours straight not doing anything else but trying to beat this torture, which is very brave. Any tips for Blender? Do you know what type of blendering you're wanting to do? So, for example, I've not really specialized, but I've primarily done what's called hard surface modeling. So, yeah, that's what others told me. But so far, I've made a stick with holes, which looks like a coat hanger. Fair enough. So, sort of identifying the type of stuff you want to do in Blender is probably a good start, unless you're wanting to just overall learn how to do it. If you want to learn how to use Blender, I'd recommend looking at like a course or a YouTube series or something just to get started. As initially off the bat, it can be very much like you're fighting not the engine, but you're fighting the IDEs, for lack of a better term. So getting some of that basic training of how to use it really helps. Look what I made, Sila. Shader math insanity and text SFD image for debugging. Oh goodness, this is going to be good. Gil, hello, how are you doing? Grant Abity. Yeah, so Grant Abity on YouTube is very good. I've done one of his courses. Why the donut? Everyone makes the donut. Everyone makes the donut. I haven't made the donut. You don't have to make the donut. Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. Sally's been fun, having fun. Gotta head out, see you soon. Thanks very much, Riley. Keep well. I got tired a bit ago to skip the elements, and there'd be no way to know my knowledge. Fair. So let me find a course for you. So Grant has some very good courses. Let me see if I can find them for you quickly. At least learning the basics of Blender, I think, is the best place to start, and then from there, finding out what you want to do. So this guy in Blender is very good. Let me put him in the chat for you. I completely skipped that. I've never made the donut. I can read exact values at certain shader points. That's so cool. There's also a lot in the community if you have questions that can probably help you out. So, like, maybe this might be a good thing for you to start, is do these small ones where you see it doesn't take too long to do. So, like, easiest way to model a car wheel in Blender for hard surface modeling. So, doing these types of small projects just to get yourself a bit more familiar with the engine. One of the things that I did, which I found helped quite a bit, is I did like one of these types of tutorials. So I followed along. Then I tried to do it on my own without following along. But when I got stuck, I went and looked up that part of the video. And then I did it again so that I didn't need their assistance. Basically, I could do the whole thing without needing the assistance of the tutor. And I found, so I did about 3 to 4 times. All in all, to the point where I could actually do it myself. And I found at that point, you starting to really pick up the flow of how to do things, which helps a lot. Wait, I can remotely show you in the browser. So it makes, it takes more time to beat and click the button. Yeah, you can remotely slow down a browser. If it's a browser game, there's a lot you can do. But that's definitely a very good way of learning, I would say, learning Blender. It's how I learned Blender. I actually did, I think I did one of his Udemy courses. It was my first thing. I remember doing this many years ago as one of his Blender courses. I've done character modeling with him as well, which was pretty cool. But yeah. Next, what do I want to do next? So next I want to have a look at Benzene working on the car. Oh, nice. Looks awesome. He must send some pictures somewhere, unless he's doing it on Kerry's Discord, and I haven't seen them. That we don't need the construction artist. So we've got this class set up. I need to do a skill. I literally need to set up a basic texture in Unreal, which is just a gradient. And I have a good idea of how to do it. I've completely forgotten, and I need to, which I might do. I'll probably do later. I just want to get this selection stuff working, and then yeah. How is the current close thing working in here? Call on back clicked. Why? He's not been doing on carry, so okay. So I haven't missed it on there then. Fair enough. What could be fun? Is it used in the main menu? Because it's used in the pause menu actually. Pause might be the easiest way to find it. We've got a top for the pause menu, which leads me to believe that that's the one that actually... So we've got that, which is main menu, pause, exit, settings, which just opens the first widget. Which if I go to the designer, would just be that. So then my guess is if I go back to settings and I go pause menu, there's a top level, this one, which actually makes me wonder if this is the one that's actually used. Go back. Oh, not that one. Where is my... this here? What I do want to do is inside this, we've got the horizontal box, and I want to add size box, which is that, that's that. Display value. Or Z. I wrap you with a border. Yes, I can. So delete that. Take that. Padding, what I want it to be the same. So just 2. Then for the border, I'll save it. We want it to be somewhat transparent, so let's make it 0.6, 0.5, 0.4. And we're going to set the color like a lighter blue. It's too light. Almost like that, but I want... that's the tint. No, we don't want the tint. Control X. Control B. Just like that. And then we want desired scale is fine. Draw as a border or a box. A box. Are you currently doing UI stuff? I am. I am busy with some UI stuff. I find the UI part of the game to be one of my favorite parts. I give it a lot of slack, but I do somewhat actually enjoy it, so I suppose I shouldn't complain too much. I do 10. What does that do? Rounded boxes are so weird in Unreal Engine. Fixed radius, that's what I want. 10, 10, 10, 10. That did not work how I wanted it. I wish there was a checkbox that just allowed you to either split or combine like the setting. So for example here, the corner radius, there should just be a checkbox next to it, individual or all. So now if I go settings, see see we've got that outline around it, which is much better. Then on the settings menu, if we go back to this, what we can do is we can go overlay, horizontal. Can I have an inner padding for this? Because this can be what, 10? Let's see, 10. Right. Nope. Oh, I'm selecting the wrong thing altogether. That's the top, that's the widget switcher. That's the audio panel. U is what I want. I want to take U. We've got a vertical box. Can we have individual paddings for stuff? 10. No, we can't. Like, why can't you apply automatic item padding? So let's give everything a padding of like 10. Not actually what we want, yeah. 0 top. Let's give it 5. I'll save. That is a bit. It's actually fine. I'd add a spacing to the side on all of them. So let's actually do that. So what I mean by that is we've set this up as a horizontal box with an overlay and a size box, right? So if we look here, we'll see that this is told to take up half and that's told to take up half. This will now take up 0.45. So we're going to take 45 off of this. And this is taking up the same, so 0.45. Then what we're going to do is we're going to insert a spacer. So spacer like this. And we're going to insert one at the top over here. And we're going to say that that spacer is going to fill and take up 0.05 like that. And we're going to copy it. And we're going to put it underneath that one, and then we're going to move the other one to there. Is that right? There we go. So now they've got that's little bit of padding on the side. So what that'll do is, you see now they've got that gap there. I might actually decrease that a bit. I mean, let's see. What does it look like on here? So we press play, settings. It's not bad, but it's a bit much. One of the things with the full amount that I like to do is I treat it as, well, the way you should look at it as vertical left, vertical right, so it's left. I treat it as the whole thing is 100%, and it's what percentage of the total do you want the thing to take up. So these two are taking up 10% of the total available space, which seems to be too much. So let's make it take up, and I always want it to be a nice divisible number. So for example, I could make this 0.4, then this one 0.4, and then each of these will gain an additional 1%. So this will now be a 46. This will be 46. And then remember that each one of these is 0.4. And I think, because this has some additional pad, does it have additional padding? The overlay has some padding. So you see the overlay's got a bit of padding on the side there. So I would say what we do is on the left side, actually the right side, we reduce the padding to 0. Captain, hello again. Let's reduce that. How was your raid? What did you get? I mean, not how was your raid. How was your stream? What did you get up to? I'm busy with a bit of UI work today. Croco Road. Let's see what that looks like. So if I go press, so I'm busy working on a settings menu today. And yeah, that's what we have at the moment. It's lacking a lot of stuff, but it's getting there. It's starting to get fleshed out and actually doesn't look the worst. There's a bit of placement and fonts and other stuff, but the basic functionality is there, which is all we need. Dwarf Software, welcome in. How are you guys doing today? Did you have a good stream? What did you do today? I feel like we want to actually reduce that up more, so let's take it down. I always say 2% actually. Might be a lot. So it's just halve it. So 2% actually. Let's go with 0.3. 0.03, so 3%. And we'll do that on both. There we go. And then we'll increase the size of both of these by an additional 1%. So 77. 78. So that's 94. And then we've got 3%, so that should be perfect. I got a load done today. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. What did you say? I'm building a beekeeper simulator. I got the beehive colony simulation working pretty good. Awesome. I need to come check that out then. That sounds really exciting. You got the bees that flutter around and a beehive that produces honey. Not bad. Nice. Is this for a game jam? Where am I? You're in Cyberatomic Stream. Welcome, Kukor. Kukor? Yes, I think that's what you say. How are you doing today? The Joan Jam. Ah, yes, because it's about like plants and insects, isn't it? Plants, insects, that stuff. May a post on Blue Sky with a clip from the gameplay? Yes, of course. So for those who don't know, I'm Cyberatomic. I am I'm an Unreal Engine 5 developer making a tower defense game in Unreal Engine 5. I'll put some cheat towers down while we have get the link up. There we go. Hey, that looks so cool. Let's make that full screen. All the pixels. So will the purpose be to sort of go in and collect honey? And they even go to the plants, collect pollen, and then go back, and that is really cool. Yeah, you take care of the bees, collect honey, and make mead. Nice. Is that a follow? Am I following you? Yes, I am. Okay, cool. That's pretty cool. Nicely done. How long is the game jam? Is it like 2 weeks? Oh, don't you just love bugs? So, fun fact, I haven't correctly linked my game spawn to Delta time. It's running on actually a timer. So what happens is if the frame rate drops, more of them spawn. Which is kind of funny. We hit situations where we just have all the enemies, and it makes this like, what would you call that? This weird centipede thing. Will we kill the centipede? Only 9 days left. Sounds like plenty of time, but I guess it's not as much time as we expect. There's actually 2 things, funny enough, that I've done in here that need to be linked to game time correctly. Because what happens is, I don't know if we're going to be able to kill that. If I increase the speed, you'll see that the animation increases its speed, but they don't actually increase their physical walk speed. Will all of these towers be able to defeat them? Let's see. Dun dun dun. These towers are also at a disadvantage because they're not correctly implemented yet. I actually think they're going to survive. Yeah, they're not going to survive this. they're supposed to arc, but they don't arc yet. It's actually one of the things I really need to... It's probably one of the next things I'm going to work on. Yeah, I don't really want you walking the whole way around. I want to win, so we'll just put some more down. And we win. How are you feeling for the game jam? Are you feeling like you're going to have enough time to complete all the things you want to do? Because it looks like you really got a... I mean, 9 days to go. You've got a solid game already. Where to stop? Body master music SFX user interface. So those aren't connected, which need to connect. Why aren't those connected? Let's just throw a quick debug. That looks so cute. It does look cute. Where is... In here, we do a bind on slider event change. Here we do the broadcast. Let's see, does this ever get triggered? Let's start with that. Play. Actually, I don't know why I pressed play. Press play, settings. Oop, nothing, nothing. So that's not bound correctly, huh? Is this set up correctly? Play, start, main menu. Okay, so we do get a sidebar, which is use slide bar internal on float event change. So this is our actual class. So on analog capture, maybe I'm using the wrong event altogether. So if I go into this, what do we have here? So handle on input mode change, that's weird. Release state resources, rebuild widget. On analog capture, so called when the value is changed by slider or typing. I didn't know you could type. A simple widget that shows a slider bar with a handle that allows you to control the value in a user-defined range between 0.1 and 1 by default. So as far as I can tell, this is all set up correctly. UE enable include order deprecated. I don't know you could do that. Oh, thanks. The average goob is making the art part for it. It's come together well. Yeah, it looks really, really good. What are your plans for the rest of the day? Are you going to work on more of the game jam off stream, or are you just going to relax for the rest of the day? So does this never gets called on slider value changed? Kind of worries me. So then which one is being called? Because we can see it happening. I'm gonna relax for a while. Need to make lunch, get a workout, touch grass. This evening though, I might get more done. Awesome. Exciting. I'm just about looking at dinner time and you're only looking at lunch. got all of that. That's fine. So yeah, that's defined as 0 and 1. I'm also super proud. I reached 500 followers. Awesome. Congratulations. That's quite an achievement, I must say. Did you reach that today? Oh, you reached that today as well. That is an impressive feat. Well done. Do you stream to YouTube at the same time, or you just stream to only Twitch? Champion. I will give you a subscription onto your YouTube because I see you have a YouTube. Only Twitch, okay. You post shorts? Not in a while. One day I'll grow the YouTube. Fair enough. Well, I have given you a sub on YouTube so that when that day comes round, I will be able to give. I will know. It's just sitting there right now. That's fine. You rock? No, you. But thank you. I appreciate it. I'm keen to see how this game comes along. I think I'm gonna actually have to play a lot of the games from that game jam because I've seen a lot of people in the sort of the game dev community on Twitch that have been participating in that game jam. So it's like, there's so many. I mean, Temtic was in a game jam this week. How did your game come out, Temtic? Your everything's a button. This is a weird one. You analog slider. That ends today. Making music. Nice. What? You left the audio to the end? Too much multitasking? Are you doing it? You're doing it solo? Are you doing? Let me rephrase it. Are you doing that solo, Temtic? I think you are. The hardest way of doing a game jam. So we've got the slider bar. We've got a progress bar. Does a progress bar have any event handlers? Because I'm curious to see that if we do progress bar dot on change designer change. No, there's nothing for that. And what are you doing the game jam solo? The company one, yes. Nice. So that's fine. So that should all work. So then why is it that we've done this add dynamic, use settings list class on slider value change, which calls this? So it's definitely in there, and we go into that. So we go returns the root function name of a string representing a member pointer. So this is the basic of this is the delegates. We check if it exists. We get the result on slider value change. Good. We do a check. The check didn't trigger, which means that we're fine. Let me do the result. So that should now be bound to this. There it is. So it is bound. And that's for the master volume slider. So there's no reason that when I do this, that when I go to settings and I do this shouldn't work. There's a tools debug. Is there a widget debugger that does this? Blueprint debugger. Nope. Chaos. Cameras. What's that do? Oh. I wonder if what we do is we turn that off, turn this back on. We go into the overlay for this. We re-enable the graphics to see 0.5. If something happens that's maybe just not showing us. Okay, so that is changing in here. It's just not passing the value. Weird. Or at least the delegate is not working. So the slider is changing, but it's the delegate actually doesn't work. That might be one where I have to sit and debug it for a while, so we're not going to look into it yet. Let's make a note of it. Always very important to make a note. Fix the slider or volumes. This is not working. I'll change these to like an orangey color. I want to do this urgently. So other than that, we've got the volume sliders working, which is what I wanted. The video we're not going to look at yet. But we've got the basic setup, so we can do that. What else did I want to get done? If you look at the design, there was some way of being able to adjust the volumes of everything. Fine. We want to have some like additional text, which could be helpful. I think we should leave that for now. Maybe what we do is we link the selection to the right hand side. So when we hover over something, we know which one is currently we basically set the last hovered. Which we can just do by setting a... Can we get a hover for the entire class? I think what we did for that the last time, because I've done that before in Unreal Engine, what I did was, let's just see an example. Press play, main menu, start. You'll see that inside select level, I've got a hover. Gonna go make lunch now. Have a great stream. Thank you very much. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy your lunch and your break. Thanks again for the raid. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Hey everyone, how are you all doing? Crimson, hello. Doing pretty well, how are you? That's enemies. Where are the widgets? The widgets are here. This card, that's what I want. How have I set up multi-lane, set level, set selection, on construction? So we've got an on hover somewhere. is selected, on clicked on hover, which is a button, which is I wonder if that's going to be possible. Let's just try something. Please, slider. Still works. Kind of impressed, to be honest. So that works. Okay, I mean, that makes it kind of easy. So then what we'll just do is we... Do we use... I'm just wondering if we... Okay, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to make a button. And just call it inside the settings here, audio slider. Yeah, the slider. I'm okay. Decided to take a break and not load up the engine today. My brain still wants to work on the game, but I said no, and I'm just going over how I'm going to handle the player progression and stuff. Nice. It is important to take a break. Maybe good that you're just, you know, taking a step back, just, you know, thinking a bit more about it. I'm having some weird bugs today, but that's nothing new. So I want to take this and we're going to define one more, which is going to be a button, which is going to be widget button. U bottom. That. I think that's all we're gonna do is we're gonna keep it like that. If I want to bind to it, I can. But for now, I'm not going to. I'm gonna restart the engine. I'm gonna do the rest of this in UI work. Where are you, Unreal? Get this set up, and then I might just quickly define all my object booting stuff. So if we go back into this, let's drag that there and there. I don't know why it never remembers it, but you know, each to our own. Then inside of the this should now no longer be valid, which it isn't, because what it wants is a button. I think the easiest way of doing this might be... How did I do the level card? Was that the root? So it was border then button, so we can do it that way. So take you, go wrap with a button. Like that. Content. Padding 0. And then how did I make this? There we go. That's what I want. And then I needed to make that this had 0 and 0. And then 0. Okay, that is good. Draw is 0. Fantastic. And if I press compile, it would complain because it wants it to be called a widget button. Widget button. And so then what we can do is, since it's now a variable, on hover, designer, on unhover, we'll then do set hover view and reset. And that will be done on the border. So we can go and say get border, set style, and not set the style. Set brush. There we go. So that's what we're going to want. The two states for that. Compile and save. And brush color. So basically all we're doing is we're just setting the brush color, which is just going to be that value. So we can go cancel, view, split struct, Z. Does this work if I just do this? Enter. Okay. And then we can go enter. Okay. And make it like a bunch lighter, like that. So then we'll swap those two. So we unhover, we go back to the normal. And when we hover, we go back to this. Compile and save, and let's just test that. Play settings. Kinda works. It's very subtle at the moment, but that's fine. Might make it a bit brighter. And I think that's basically, I'm just going to leave it as that for now. Oops. That. There we go. The hover, not what I wanted, but thanks, Unreal. I appreciate that. Increase that quite a bit like that. Let's actually increase the alpha to like 0.25, actually 0.3. Compile, save. That should look quite nice now. It's the background's going to change, so it'll look a lot different. But yeah, that's much better. So you see, it looks like that now, but what will happen is this is going to have a much darker background, so it'll be much more apparent as to what's actually happening. I might have these do a sort of hover state return. So what I mean is, I'm not quite sure I'm going to do this yet, but I want to basically display some text on the right hand side here, which corresponds to what's currently being hovered. So what I might do is have them all sort of set up these like buttons, or have a wrapper on all of them that does that for all of them. And then what we'll do is we will, I mean, what might be the easier way is actually pulling out the button state one step higher so that we can just change it and then name them and then just change them at the higher level. So if we go to here, you'll see instead of having it in here, we would just move it to, where is it? Here. So have that wrap these in here, and then we'll have access to be able to define what we want to say on the side here. But at the moment, what's a good text widget that we could use for this? We've got panels. We've got our vertical uniform wrap input. We don't want input. There's a text block allows the user to enter. We don't want that. Hello, can you tell me why you can't create a AAA game? Because I was thinking of doing a AAA game, but stupid, I need your help. So I can think. Well, the only thing that really makes a AAA game is sort of the amount of money they have access to. I think that's what's the biggest thing. So there's no reason you can't. I think the only thing is that it's just how much money they can throw. So let's start with this. What are you wanting to make? It's like all they're saying when they say AAA is they're saying that it's the level of quality supposedly. But if you've looked at recent AAA games, would you really say that they have released the best quality games? I'd argue that some of the indie games that have come out are probably better than some of the AAA games that have been out. Survival dungeon, but in first person. There's no reason you couldn't make that. If that is sort of your passion of what you want to do, and you are happy to learn what you need to do and spend the time for that, there is no reason you can't do that. Are you going to finish that in a month? If you want it to look great, probably not. So to give you an idea, I've been working on this game now for, I mostly do it on stream, but I've been doing it for about 19 months. There's still so much to do, but it's, you know, it's slowly getting there. But you could definitely do a survival dungeon in first person. That sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, this will go on for about 100 enemies and then stop. That's how big the level is. AAA games are also characterized by their budget and size of the dev teams. Yeah. That's the thing why like the CEO of Ubisoft came out with a quad A game. It's just because it's supposed to be a mark of sort of quality for the most part as well. And you're supposed to have the best of the best in the teams, but it also comes down to basically they've got a lot of money, which is why they can do that. I know it's just my imagination, but I saw many and are better than me, but they haven't. So I need your help. What game? First of all, what game engine are you going to be using? Because if you're seeing that people are better than you, it also comes down to how much time have they already put in. Because if you start now and you start learning and practicing and doing all of that, you can get to that level. In general, I would argue AAA has been putting out poor quality games the last 15 to 20 years. I'd agree with that, actually, yes. The problem with AAA is because they've got shit, often a lot of the time, they're at that point where they're so big that they have shareholders to appease. It very much seems that they're taken away from the core gaming experience and they're building something that can just make money, because that's what they want, is money. And they've also got such massive overheads for everything, because you know you've got the CEO who has to have his massive bonuses and the expense that come into owning buildings and lawyers and everything else. AAAs are run by a number of people, not actual game devs. Yes. Have a look at, like, if you look at Steam, at some of the games that smaller teams have made, they're phenomenal. I need to open a specific window. Also, I think you missed one of my messages. Sorry, that was a bit long. I apologize. Oh, right. Sorry. I also decided I'm not going to have traditional health packs. I'm going to have a health orb the player will crush in their hand instead, and limited uses amount you can use, with the cooldown matching the animation speed. Good. And you'll be able to upgrade how much it heals, and how much the max you can carry. Simplifies things a bit. I like that concept, actually. That's the thing I've seen in some games recently where they do it that way, opposed to having, you know, sort of traditional health pickups. And I like that. As long as you sort of you get good access to the amount that you pick up, I think that's a really good way of doing it. You seem to spend a lot of time sort of thinking about systems very carefully and ways of implementing them, which is really cool to see, Crimson. Your never-ending quest to complete this, what do you call it, the inventory system. I want to have a look at, where was it? I'm gonna have a player move slower as they use the orb. Keeps things tactical. Don't they do something like that in the Souls game, where you can sort of walk, unless it's just because at the time that people were using the healing thing, they were generally walking. I realized a problem with my Souls games. Okay, nice. I like that. That's a good idea. I was having a look at my spawn logic for my enemy manager, and I realized sort of a kind of flaw in it. Well, I realized the flaw in it when I decided to look at implementing multi-object pooling. And basically it's that how it's set up at the moment is we have the sort of what's spawned, which is, we can delete this, we can delete this, delete this. So what's basically spawned is all stored inside of this enemy thing here. The issue with that is when I want to go through and check get unused enemy, we have to loop through the pool every single time just to see is it active or not. And what I realized is these should be separate arrays. One of these should have the ones that are inactive, so active pool, and another one which is kind of the inactive pool. Because I was looking at what is a better way of sort of structuring out this class, because this class is going to need to handle multiple object pools. And it's funny when you implement something simply and you think to yourself, okay, this is a good solution, this will work for multiple enemies as well, and you realize actually this is not going to work at all for multiple enemies. Because if I have 5 different pools of enemies and each currently has a min of, let's say, 10 enemies in it, which is more than it will have, but for argument's sake we'll use 10, then we'll be in a situation we've got to find one unused enemy. There exists the potential of having to go through 49 to find the one of the specific type that we need, which doesn't make sense. I still don't know anything about creating a game, and I've only been watching a video to learn, but it's hard and I need details on how they work. The first step with learning to make a game is to decide on the game engine you want to learn. So let me ask you this. How powerful is your computer at the moment? Is it very powerful? Is it medium powerful? And what type of graphics are you wanting to do? So you mentioned first person, but are you wanting to do... So I guess that answers that you want to do 3D. Basically, you need to look at Unreal Engine or Godot for sort of 3D first person. And I recommend looking at YouTube courses. So YouTube or Udemy courses on that particular engine. So you know, the reason you do that, why can't I send a message in my own chat? That's impressive, YouTube. So what I always say is like, YouTube or Udemy, look at a course, because then you need to learn how to use the engine before you try and make your game. Otherwise you're just going to get frustrated. Now it's no good. What GPU and CPU do I need? It depends on which game engine. So you'd need what they call sort of a medium dev build. So like, look at what are the minimum requirements, for example, for Unreal Engine game dev. Like, look at that and then get something a bit better than that would be where I would start with Unreal Engine. You thinking of buying a CPU and GPU? Do you have a gaming computer? I have decided that players won't be able to use a weapon straight away when they get one. They'll need to take it into a terminal first, unlock it. That way there's a bit of anticipation, and also there's a bit of risk of losing it and having to reobtain it if you die before reaching the terminal. I think for the first enemy you have to give them a guaranteed of getting a weapon though. Because if someone opens up your game and it's completely RNG, they get a loot box, it's supposed to give a weapon, but there's like a 1 in X number of chance, and they don't get a weapon from the first one. I don't think that kind of leads to a, well, what am I supposed to do now kind of thing. So I'd always say like the first loot box you open, if it's supposed to give you X, they always give that. Oh yeah, the first one you get will be able to use straight away, but any other that after that, we have to take the terminal. Okay, right, that makes more sense. Like, what are the min specs for Unreal Engine? Let's just look. So here you go. So (32 gigs of RAM and a graphics card with 8 or more gigs of RAM. That's like your starting point. I would probably say getting one of the Ryzen, one of the newer Ryzens if possible is a good shot. Actually, let me just put this here. I'll put this in chat. There you go. I choose version 12 or higher. Although Visual Studio is recommended for Windows development, Unreal Engine also supports VS Code and Rider. I like that. I have a potato PC, so first I need to know what the requirements for Blender and Unreal are to create games. So that's the requirements there for Unreal Engine in the message above. Blender requirements will probably actually be lighter. Blender. And here's the requirements for Blender. Eight cores. So actually, funny enough, so Unreal Engine was talking about CPU speed, and Blender's like number of cores. Also 32 gigs of RAM and also 8 gigs of VRAM, so they're both that. 4000 series, NVIDIA 400 series, not even 4000. That's an old card. Wow. Yeah, there's the requirements in chat for you, so you can go find them. Speed is more important in Unreal Engine since main game thread, single thread. True, very true. Actually didn't consider that, but that's, yeah, that makes perfect sense when you put it out that way. Have you seen like all the threads that Unreal Engine uses and spawns? There's actually, if I press play like this, right? So there's my game running, right? If you go into Rider now, I think it'll show me. If I go to debug, there should be threads and variables, parallel stack. No. Memory modules. Maybe it doesn't give it to me. Let's try something. If I switch this to my game and I restart Unreal Engine, so I'm on low budget. If I buy any GPU, RX 590, is it good or bad? It depends on how much RAM it has. How much does an RX 590 have? Just give me a second while I launch my game. No, you need to come to this side. You need to come to this side. It's the RX 590. It looks like it could be fine. It's got at least the minimum VRAM for it. Epic is planning on making the main game thread and multi-threading for UE6, which would be a huge game in performance. 8 gigs. That should, yeah, that graphics card should be fine. It's at the minimum spec. I'd probably recommend more than that, but at least it's at the minimum. That's going to be quite a task to undertake. Like, yeah, it would help a lot, but yikes. Where is the thread tool? There's Unreal Engine link. No. There was this really cool window that showed you all the threads that were running in Unreal Engine. Memory view, no. Debugger, console. Maybe it was in here. Tools. Let me just Google it. Rider show threads. Rider show threads. Oh, there we go. What are those borders? Which borders? This is a IDE. So this is the code editor that I use to make the C++ code for Unreal Engine. So Crimson. Wait, hold on. Let's do this. I press start. We go new game. Okay, that doesn't do what I want. Select level. Play. Wow, that causes a lot of lag. Hasn't loaded any water. The water is missing from my game. Okay, great. There we go. Okay, now the water's in. Okay, so we need a long load time. So Crimson, if I show you now, if I press pause in Unreal Engine, there is 116 threads running over here. Like, what? Then we've got another stack with 37. There's the breakpoint. There's 11. I think that's the main game thread. Look how many, there's 27 background workers running there because everything's on a different thread. Then we've got the input output thread, there's 4. We've got the file thread, we've got the UTC base DLL. There's just a bunch of those. The main thread, which is thread 1. It looks so much better when you've got this, because I don't have it linked to the source code, which I'm going to I'm going to have to do soon. You get the like a full picture. So what it shows you is it shows you the 1, which is the actual render thread, and you can see everything running on the render thread and spread out, which is pretty cool to see. See, it says unknown, which because, well, it's like, what is this? Anyway, sorry. I need to fix this. I'll fix it later on, but it annoys me. It's getting there. It's coming along. This map needs a bit of editing, I think. I think as a first map, this one will be fine, to be honest with you. Do I have any enemies? Oh, enemies walk. I don't know that. That means I can actually play this. So I can actually put down towers over here. For example, I can place a whole bunch there. Put some electric towers over here. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, that's a bit of a... I don't like that. I need to turn the collision off for this block. How did I win that? I must have killed X number. So, I can't eject from this. Anyway, one of the things I noticed with this one is that the enemies have too much health, funny enough, because they were getting too far and I felt like they needed too many towers. It's one of the things I'm looking forward to is actually balancing these levels where the enemies have enough health that they feel like your towers need to feel like they're actually doing something. Here I kind of felt like the wave was so big that nothing actually happened, and there's very limited build space here. I'll quit the desktop. It's just on start normal Unreal Engine again. What about using dilation to slow the game speed down a bit when the player... Sorry, I can't read that because I started the wrong thing. When the player places a turret. I hadn't thought of that, but that might be a really cool thing. But then, what if... Actually, I don't see any problems with that, because if the player keeps staying in the build menu, which they could, the game would just run slow. So everything would just slow down. I'm going to add that. That might be a really cool change. What I'll do is I'll put it in. Maybe what we actually do is that can be a toggleable setting if you want that. So let's add... I'm going to add it. We'll put a note there. use time dilation when placing a tower. We'll need to play, so we'll play around a bit with that, Crimson. So the reason why is you don't want, what I don't want is, or what my only concern is, what if that reduces that, you know, that bit of that, I need this tower placed really, really quickly. I think what I'll do to test this is I'm going to implement it, and then I'll play, once we've kind of got a map with the flow working well, I'll play around, implement it, see how it feels, play another round, implement it without, and see what feels better. But what we might do is I might actually have this as a game setting, because maybe some players actually like that. Have it a difficulty setting, since you have the time dilation when you place a turret. Would that make things easier? It would make things easier. But yeah, okay. That's maybe linked to difficulty. Linked to difficulty. Wow. Gib post-it note. You like my notes? You want to see more notes? We just zoom out, we get more. You want to see more? There you go, that's all of them. They're everywhere. Yeah, look at the tower. Enhance. So you could have it that if the player chooses not to have the time dilation for placing a turret, they get extra score. I wouldn't do that. So if I were to do a score system, which I previously decided against doing, but maybe we re-implement it, what I would do is, where did I place that? The reason why I decided to take out the score system, I didn't find a nice way of doing it. So what most games do is we have easy, medium, medium, and hard, right? Number go up, brain go brr. True. True, true, true. How are you doing today, Turning Cog? I didn't greet you. I just read your message and was like, that's the end of that. And then what they do is so easy can be like, okay, simplicity 1 times multiplier, 1.5 times multiplier, and then like hard is like a 2 times multiplier, right? I've seen games do that. So then when you get to like the end screen where it shows you how much you got for that particular level, they just give you the amount and then they multiply it by the difficulty bonus. So that's one of the ways of doing it. What we could do is we could say that, I don't know why I copied that. So time, let's just call this TD. No, that's not going to help. Time dilation. Spelled it wrong. Dilation. There we go. So we could have it where time dilation is on for easy. Maybe the amount of time dilation for medium is less. So let's say that the time dilation is a 2-to-1 factor, 2 to 1. So time is slowed down by half. So let's just say 50% slower. On medium, it's like a 75%. So you still get a bit of time dilation. And then on hard, we could just go with none. Like that could be an option. I spent time early in the week figuring out what difficulty settings would change my game. Think I found a nice twist on it. Okay, cool. Because like with a tower defense, what do you change? You can change realistically, you can say that you've got time dilation as a field. You could have enemy health as another field. So I've seen that where on the higher difficulties, the enemies just have an increased health. So for example, enemy health is, 100%, which is no change. It's designed as what it's supposed to be. Then you go like 125, for example, and then on like hard, you could do like 150 or 175 is hard for like more of a challenge. I'm not sure what else you'd really change for a tower defense game, like a full difficulty base. You could have bigger, maybe more enemies in waves, so wave size. So for the thing, it's just 100%. I'm just using percentages for the sake of simplicity. Here it's like also 125, and then maybe here there's the wave size just doubles. I'm right. Been playing Jump Space with my partner. She's having a blast. Nice. What's the price at the top of the pile of bodies? What pile of bodies? What do you mean? Where are you seeing this pile of bodies? Did I leave a pile of bodies? Oh. Base difficulty for mine would be player can see damage numbers if they want, have base health and a normal amount of enemies. Harder would be no damage numbers, less max health, and stamina system turned on for more enemies. So turned on few more enemies. Hardest would be no damage numbers, at least damage health. Stamina system will reduce stamina and unique enemies. I will have enemies doing more damage or having more health on difficulty, as I find that boring and just frustrates the player. Fair. Impossible mode, if you lose, profiles deleted. True. The third, so this is the last thing that I could think of that could be score difficulty sort of related in a tower defense game would be tower damage. So for easy, you actually, it's funny because it almost counteracts this directly, in the sense that this is directly linked to the tower damage. So for example, in easy mode, you could have towers do 200% damage, whereas in medium mode, they do 100%. Just that's the, I'm calling medium as the, always look at medium as almost the middle ground, the way the game was intended to be played. Easy is the game was intended to be played a particular way, but it was too difficult, so we reduced it. Hard was you just like a challenge or something. And then like for this one, like what would we do for the last one? So we would actually reduce the tower damage, or in fact towers do the amount of damage they should do, and this you get a slight bonus on that one. But I feel like what you normally do is you say that they do minus 25% of the damage they should do, or minus 50% of the damage. Yeah. Now, with that, you could almost equate this into this row at the bottom. So if we move this up, move this down, you know, technically, you could do both of these into a single row, because you could, if you don't increase the tower damage, you could just reduce the tower, the enemy's health. They would do the same thing. Maybe at the end of the day, you don't see big number brr, so, you know, turning cog won't like not seeing big number. So yeah, I mean, I could implement hardcore mode for those who really want to publish themselves. Would it be that much more? Could do. Braxton, what you do is your profile isn't just deleted. It deletes system 32 from your computer. Yeah, so if you lose, that's it. Steel Battalion gave me that idea. Nice. So this is, I would actually love to have a difficulty system in my game, but it's one of those things where I gave it a bit of thought and I couldn't find a nice way of implementing it for a tower defense game. Because I could do most of this and then just not do score. It's like, how do you score a player on how well they did? Because technically, if we use what I call the landing approach, which is any landing you walk away from is a successful landing, is any game where you manage to kill the enemies and the cube survives is a successful win. But you could, like, if we look at score, for example, so let's say that, let's actually just remove this row like that. You lose, you gain score, so you get 2000 score if the cube isn't attacked. So data cube isn't attacked. If it is attacked, you start losing score from that. Then you could get score for number of towers, which then just incentivizes them to place more towers than they do. How many days does it take to make this game? How many days does it take to make this? Oh, this game I've been making now for 19 months. All the days. Yes, it's all the days. I don't know if I'll rate or score the player when they finish my game or not. The difficulty is definitely a tricky one. It's a hard one to implement because it's like, what factors do you gauge against? Is it time? Like, do you use time? Because then if I have a function in my game... Thank you, Bubbles. If I have a function in my game where you can speed up the time, does that increase the total time? Or does that... like, does that affect that? Because then technically if you just play on 8 times speed and you just place your towers really, really quickly, you'll get a really good score, which I'm not really a fan. So it's one of those things where score I would leave to last, just because I want to make sure that, or I would leave it to last and implement it in such a way that I could quite literally just turn it off, so that if I do, for example, a playtest and like you guys decide to give it a try and you're like, the score system is shit, it makes no sense, then we just go yoink and no one ever sees it again. Remember, Unreal Engine does have different ways to measure things. Some are affected by time dilation and some aren't. Yeah. It's like measure time. Yeah, we could do that. So you could do time, like how quickly you complete the level in real time, so it doesn't even use the game time, but actually like frame time, for example. Maybe not frame time, because that could be, you could get, yeah, you know what I mean. Okay. So it's like, how do you measure score? Because I've played games before where, you know, you've done this and it's like, you know, sometimes is score even important? To me, honestly, like, not really. Months, actually years. I think I've been working on, so I've been working on this game now since February 2024. Why did Unreal Engine not start? Did I forget to start it? I'll be right back. I've returned. I mean, technically I've been working mine for over a year, but lost work on it twice. On my third attempt, fair enough. Games take a while to make. All right. Okay, so that's done. That's done. All right. I think I'm gonna have to raid out because I need to actually go and see what we're doing. You know? Who shall we raid today? Thank you for the stream, Sarah. Thank you, Crimson, for hanging out. I packed up my recent Humble Bundle. It's redeemed on the Lartes site, so it's not super smooth to get into a project. Ah, nice. Who shall we go to? Have a good one. Thank you, Braxton. I'll see you in your streams shortly. Falling block jam. Look at that. Yeah, let's do that. Start raid. Wait, what did you say? Well, we can, well, you can get fab keys from things on some of the things, which is, does help. Yeah, cool. Catch you later, bud. All right, well, thank you all for stopping by. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. Where is the raid message? Oh, apparently you don't have a raid message. Oh, there's the raid message. Here is your raid message. We'll be back next weekend. And yeah, I hope you all have a fantastic week. Thanks for hanging out with me. We'll see you next weekend, next week Saturday. Bye for now. Bye, everybody. Bye.